guys, what is going on? My name is Sam, or Chaotic, and welcome back to another GTA 5 video here on my channel. Today I have something awesome to share with you guys. Literally just 2 minutes ago, as I'm making this video, Rockstar released the Doomsday Heist trailer on YouTube and of course on the Newswire as well. It is absolutely awesome. Let's get straight into things. Here it is.
The data is clear. It's right now.
Avon is worried that someone's trying to start a war.
I'm not worried about it. I'm certain of it. It has to be the Russians, or the North Koreans, or the Chinese, or the Iranians.
We would need a ballistic missile launcher to have half a chance.
This cannot be traced back to me.
For all I know, you're bugged all to high hell and you don't even know the bugs exist!
This is the apocalypse. The doomsday scenario. Mushroom clouds, fallout.
Oh, it's supposed to be at a potluck.
Say hello, Clifford.
You're embarrassing me, Avon. Rated M for mature.
So there it is. That was the trailer and the announcement we've been waiting for now for the last few weeks. Doomsday Heist is the next update coming to GTA Online next week on Tuesday, December 12th. So there are only a few days left then until this next update, and it looks awesome. It looks to be a mix of the heist update and the gunrunning update, but either way, I cannot wait to see this in GTA Online. We've got loads of new vehicles and aircrafts coming, as you guys saw in the trailer. Some new awesome properties as well, and much, much more. Later today, I'll be breaking all this down and going through everything shown off in this trailer. But that's it, guys. Things shown off in the trailer. I can assure you guys there are one or two things you didn't spot when you watched this yourselves. So if you guys haven't watched that video already, I would definitely recommend doing so. There will, of course, be a link in the description. But I'm sure right now there is one main question everybody wants to know the answer to. How much money are you going to need to be able to afford everything in this update? There are so many awesome things coming, it looks expensive. How much money will we need to buy these items? Well, unfortunately right now, Rockstar hasn't revealed anything just yet in the terms of prices or an official price list, but simply based upon past updates and DLCs in the game, we can make some pretty good guesses on what each of these items and vehicles will cost once released in the game next week. So let's go ahead then and get straight into things, and we'll start off with the new attack helicopter. Now, this was shown off very briefly, just twice in this trailer. The first time at the very beginning in the opening scene, and it can be seen on the computer monitors, as you guys can see right now. And the second time was towards the end of the trailer, just shown flying towards the camera. Now, as I'm sure many of you guys know already, this helicopter is based upon the AH-66 Comanche from real life, which interestingly enough is one of the helicopters the Hunter that we have in game is also based upon. The Hunter is based upon two helicopters, this being one, the other being the Apache. But whereas the Hunter is a lot more similar to the Apache, this new one is pretty much identical to the Comanche. Now, a few things worth pointing out. By the looks of things, this will not have any missile launchers on it. Instead, just one machine gun turret on the front. It does have 4 seats though, 3 passengers along with you as you're flying along, but in terms of being weaponized, I don't think it'll be all that powerful. And as a result, I don't think this helicopter will be as expensive as some players might expect. We also have a name for this as well. It's actually shown off a few times in the trailer. This helicopter will be named the Akula in game. Now, I'm estimating the Akula will have a price tag of around about $2.5 million, maybe a little less if there is a trade price, bringing it under $2 million to buy. Now, the Akula is one of 2 helicopters releasing with the Doomsday Heist update, the other one being this. Now, unfortunately, as of yet, we haven't got an official name for this, but it is of course based upon the Osprey from real life. And they're remarkably similar as well. And you might be able to spot in this screenshot, there is a turret on the front as well, presumably.
What's the backstory to his Venus?
Controlled by the passenger that sits alongside the pilot. But again, this helicopter doesn't look all that powerful in terms of its weaponization. Apart from that small machine gun turret on the front, I can't see any other weapons located on it anywhere. So unless this thing drops bombs, I don't think it'll be all that useful in the terms of its weaponization. And again, as a result, I can't imagine this thing will cost quite as much as you might expect. I'm estimating somewhere around about $4 to $5 million for the buy it now price, with a trade price somewhere around about $3 to $3.5 million. Anyway, so let's move on then to the next vehicle, and up next we have this. Now again, unfortunately we haven't got an official in-game name for this just yet, but it does appear to be based upon the Russian BM-30 Smerch ballistics missile launcher. It looks absolutely awesome, if I may say so myself. It is definitely going to be one of my favourite new vehicles when it's released next week, and I can see this thing will also be extremely overpowered when it comes to taking out helicopters and aircrafts in-game as well. I also think this thing will be bigger and better than the APC that we have in-game, and the APC's buy it now price is just over $3 million, so this thing will definitely be more expensive. It wouldn't surprise me if it costs upwards of $4 million, maybe even more, and that's before the upgrades and customizations. Moving on though to the new tank. Now Rockstar only showed this off for a few brief seconds in the trailer, but we saw enough to know this thing is going to be super cool once available. And at last, for the first time in the last 4 years, Rockstar is finally giving us an alternative to the only other tank available in game, that being the Rhino. Now I could be wrong with this one, but I'm pretty sure the tank is based upon the PL-1 concept, which is a Polish tank. You guys can see straight away in this image, they are fairly similar from what we've seen so far in the trailer. It certainly has a very cool futuristic look, I'm just hoping it's not all for show. Either way, this tank will be expensive, there is no doubt about that. I know in game the Rhino tank is only $1.5 million, and you might question, if Rockstar makes this that much more expensive, why would you buy it? Well, for starters, the Rhino was in-game when GTA 5 was first released 4 years ago, and prices in-game have changed a lot since then with new DLC vehicles, so this immediately will be a lot more expensive. Plus, I'd imagine this thing will be storable. I'm not so sure about our personal garages, but I'd imagine Rockstar will give us a special warehouse for these new vehicles, whereas the Rhino in-game is a Pegasus vehicle. But importantly, as for its price, I predict this new tank will have a price between $4 and $5 million. Now I hope you guys to another GTA 5 video here on my channel. Now in today's video, I have some interesting information to share with you guys regarding the next update coming to GTA Online, the Doomsday Heist, which of course was only announced yesterday with the release of an insane trailer. The trailer was just so awesome, I literally watched it 100 times, and I am super hyped for this update. There are so many awesome new vehicles and features coming to the game, it definitely could be most players' favourite new update once released. And there have been calls for Rockstar to release a second Heist update ever since the first one back in 2015. But this one though isn't just any old regular part 2, this one makes the original Heist update look tiny in comparison. And as a result, there are a few things that players overlooked or didn't notice when watching the trailer. We were all distracted by the jetpack and the DeLorean and all the other really cool features that we all failed to notice. There are several things missing from this trailer which will also be added with this update. Now of course, it's no secret that trailers don't reveal everything, especially when it comes to GTA 5. One or two vehicles are often left out and become a surprise when the update is released. But did any of you guys notice the only content showed off in regards to vehicles in the trailer were weaponized or special vehicles? There weren't any regular or standard cars shown off in the trailer, despite the fact that a few months ago, Rockstar announced this on the newswire. Plus, look out for more to come to GTA Online later this year, including new weaponized vehicles and inventory updates at the Legendary Motorsports, new properties coming on the market via Maze Bank foreclosures, and more. And in case you guys hadn't noticed already, there aren't any weaponized or special vehicles listed on the Legendary Motorsports website. They're all listed on the Warstock Cash and Carry website instead, which means there will be a selection of new regular cars coming with this update on top of the new weaponized vehicles we have seen in the trailer, with the Legendary Motorsports website of course being the home for high-end luxury sports and supercars. But the wording Rockstar has used in this newswire post from earlier this year, they refer to these cars coming through inventory updates, which was initially perceived as just being a part of the main updates, but reading over it again, it sounds more like they're referring to these cars being released as drip-fed content, so each week during special events. So on day 1, next week, December 12th, we may not receive any regular cars on the Legendary Motorsports website, or any other website for that matter. It's possible we'll only see the release of weaponized and special vehicles on day 1 of the release. And it's also worth noting, just because the vehicles were featured in the trailer, it doesn't necessarily mean they'll be releasing on day 1 either. In fact, just using the last update as an example, Smuggler's Run, there were one or two vehicles and aircrafts featured in the trailer which weren't available on day 1. In fact, they weren't released until a few weeks after the update was initially released as drip-fed content, with the Hunter and the Bombushka as just two examples. There are actually more vehicles held back and released in the weeks following the update than on day 1 with Smuggler's Run, with just 9 released on day 1 and 11 released during the special event weeks to follow. And I think it'll be a very similar situation with the Doomsday Heist update too. There were 10 vehicles featured in the trailer, if you include the jetpack as a vehicle, and like I said, I'd imagine there'll be one or two other weaponized vehicles that weren't featured in the trailer also coming too, along with the cars coming on the Legendary Motorsports website as well. So we can easily see upwards of 15 to 20 vehicles releasing with Doomsday Heist, but the majority of these won't be available on day 1 and instead available in the special event weeks to follow. In fact, if you watched my video which I uploaded earlier today, if you haven't done so, there is of course a link in the description. It's very possible this update is expected to last us a few months, just like Smuggler's Run did, running all the way from the end of August until the end of November. Now Doomsday Heist will also most likely run at least 3 months until the end of March, which at this point is around about the time Rockstar will begin focusing on the release of their next game, Red Dead Redemption 2, which is releasing in spring 2018. And to last until then, Rockstar will need to hold back loads of content and release it week by week. And then of course don't forget about the Christmas updates. Now although we haven't received any information about this yet, and we probably won't until the Doomsday Heist update is released and users go into the update files in search of hidden content, it's worth bearing in mind every year for the past 4 years, Rockstar has run a special event for Christmas and also added new content every year. I don't think this year will be any exception, but then again, Christmas content from past years has always been fairly small, just with a few outfits, masks and that sort of thing. And although Rockstar has released new vehicles during the Christmas special event weeks for the past 2 years, they haven't exactly been Christmas themed. Last year we received the Truffade Nero and the Comet Retro Custom, both were actually released during the same week before Christmas, one on the Tuesday, the other on the Thursday. And I guess this is possible once again this year. Rockstar may release 2 vehicles during the same week for the Christmas special event. But then again, as I mentioned a few moments ago, if this update is to last us until the end of March, I'm not so sure Rockstar will spam out on the content, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Either way, I'm pretty sure there will be a Christmas update, which we have to look forward to in a few weeks' time. But with that being said, that's pretty much it then for today's video. So in case you guys didn't spot in the trailer, the legendary motorsports vehicles Rockstar referred to on the newswire a few months back were not revealed in the trailer, but instead look to be drip-fed content that'll be available over the next few weeks and months. So we certainly have loads of awesome content to look forward to, as well as the Christmas update as well. But what sports and supercars do you guys think Rockstar will release with this update? So go ahead and let me know by leaving a comment on this video. If you guys could also drop a like as well, it would of course be greatly appreciated and it helps me out a lot. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do, because I upload all the latest and the greatest Grand Theft Auto 5 content. So as always guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.